welcome back everyone to another episode on Ang's channel. Today is another discussion on whether or not why I just invest rather than trading full-time. So trading full-time is actually one of my earliest option because the reason behind why I decide to involve in markets, in investment and trading is due to the fact it's simple. I want to get rich quick. But is that making sense? Does that actually possible? No, because if I will be able to successfully earn as well as be rich by day trading back when I was 19 and so on, I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you guys already. So the harsh truth is that buying stocks and forex whatever, it's not about just short-term trading, because in my point of view, and as well as for whatever reason I actually experienced this kind of a journey whereby I actually start trading forex first, and sooner or later I realized that it's actually very tiring and exhausting. So first of all, it's going to be the fact that short-term trading does not bring good returns. So this is data proven, whereby only 1% of the traders actually makes money from the market and is disciplined enough to stop out, to take risks, as well as to prevent their account from being burned or from being burst. So the idea here is that if you are not be able to calm down and think through the strategies and follow the rules, then trading short term is maybe not suitable for you. And despite you have the discipline, you will still not be able to beat the market or beat most of the big whales as well as what that 1% traders. So at that time I learned is that short-term trading is, yeah, it's actually gambling. So like most of the topics, most of the people out there, most of the experienced investors out there that have, I'm for sure that they've been through this kind of stage, because who doesn't want to earn quick money? Within the days, you can earn up to 1,000 USD, 2,000 USD just by trading the CPI news, the GDP news. Trading short term, for me right now, in my perspective, is definitely a gambling, unless you know what you're doing. Unless you know, okay, today I have written these data sets, and whatever that is going to affect this data is that there is an 80% chance that it's going up. So I'm in. If it is wrong, it's go against my idea, I have a stop loss whereby I'm willing to stop up $100. When I lost $100, I will just completely out of the market, and I will wait for the next day to trade, or the next event or opportunity to trade. So in my idea, because I'm more to a person whereby I prefer not to look at the market, because I will overthink and I will get overwhelmed with emotions and so on. So long-term investment suits me, and swing trading also suits me, but I'm currently still developing that mindset as well as discipline in order to trade with a stop loss as well as profit targets. So short-term trading, another thing is going to be that it's very dangerous to think that it will keep going up, because the moment when you go into the market, you purchase the first slot of, for example, the Euro USD. When it starts to drop, you will think like, okay, it does not hit my stop loss yet, so I can just continue holding it. And when it hits your stop loss, the new idea came out. Instead of exiting and taking a loss out of it, you actually think that, me personally myself, I actually thought, okay, it just touched my $100, but most of the trader says sometimes the whales or the big boys traders trying to tap into your losses, and eventually they will go up. So in order for me to not lose the opportunity of earning money, I will just hold on to it. And the longer the time passed, the more I lost. So it's starting to become negative 200, negative 300, eventually negative 500. One thing about short-term trading is that exit strategy is very important. Entry, somewhat very important as well, but definitely exit strategy is going to be the most important thing to determine whether or not if you are going to success in this trading journey. But it's just that it's kind of hard for most people, And especially for a lot of people which are workers, you have 9 to 5 jobs whereby you don't actually have the opportunity to sit down in front of the chart and just monitor the informations, monitor through all the economic data just to determine whether or not if it's time for you to buy or short the market short term. Contrary, long-term investment is way more suitable for, I do think it's for most and every person, because it actually solves the problem of us having not enough time to care for the market enough. So long-term investment is basically you are using your money and you invest it into the company whereby they are reputable, they continuously generating profits, and they are keep growing in terms of their sales, and they have good potentials in future demands as well as future trends. So you are actually a investor. You are investing in this company, saying that this company will works, and when it makes money, I want to make money with it. So the simple idea of investment long term is that I want to buy a great company. Even a stupid person can run it properly. So without a smart CEO, the business itself can run properly because of high demands. People cannot withstand not having the product or not having the services. For example, Coca-Cola. And that is actually one way to determine whether or not if the company is good. At the same time, there's more than that, and I would suggest you to do your due diligence and research before investing on any products. So trading and investments sounds similar because you are buying the products from the market, from the financial market, but it's two completely different world whereby you have to understand short-term trading. If you do not know what you're doing and you enter the market without knowing what is your next step, what is your exit strategy, you are basically gambling. And despite having those strategies and you understand what you're going to do, but without emotions, with emotions and less discipline, you are going to fail as well. So does that mean that you are not going to succeed in terms of short-term trading? I do think that you need to explore it yourself, because not every person are familiar or are fine or they prefer to trade long term. Most of them prefer short terms and they are actually good at it. So my suggestion is that why don't you open a demo account to do both short term and long term investment and see whether or not which one suits you most. So before putting your actual real money into the market, just kind of like test the water to see whether or not if short term is more suitable for you or long term. But do take into consideration whereby if you really want to decide on trading short terms, please be careful. Learn as much as you can and make decisions based on logical thinking, data, as well as with limited losses. Don't burst your account, because in the market, okay, in both situation of short-term and long-term trading or investment, survival is the most criteria thing in the market. Because if you are out of capitals, you are basically out of the game. You have to go and work, save up some monies again before you can restart your whole journey. So survival is the most important thing, whether or not if you are in short-term trading or long-term investment. I do suggest that you you educate yourself first and you take informed risk, knowing that what is going to happen, and try not to burn yourself through this market. So I guess that is all for the discussion on this. I hope this gives a lot of insights for most of you, and I do think it helps, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Goodbye.